What's up, kings and queens? Today we're talking about how we can bulletproof the shoulder using a great exercise called the external rotation. The muscles we're targeting here are our infraspinatus and teres minor. They are located on the back of our shoulder here and make up half of our rotator cuff. They do external rotation like this and abduction away from our body like that. But they also really help us during pressing movements like a chest press or a shoulder press to help us stabilize that shoulder joint and prevent injuries. We're going to go over the 3 different stages of this exercise. The first being if you're currently injured. The second is if you want injury prevention and working through weakness. And the third is if you really want to bulletproof it. Let's start with stage 1 of this exercise. This is if you are currently in pain or have severe weakness with this movement. I'm choosing to do this with a band. I'm going to grab this yellow band here, but you can also use a cable machine. The benefit of this band is I get to change the resistance by how far I walk out or walk in, and that's why I really appreciate using this versus a cable machine where I have to constantly switch the weights. So what I want you to do, again, we're targeting external rotation here, and what that means is my elbow is tight to my side, and I'm going to bring this and rotate my shoulder out, and I'm using the band to apply force to that. But when you're injured, this might not actually be a good idea because we might hurt that muscle more, cause a strain. So what I want to do is target an isometric movement with this. And what this means is I'm not moving the muscle, but the muscle is still working against a force. So what I want you to do is line up with your elbow tight to your side like this. Looks like this. I want to just keep it there. And I'm going to apply force at that 90 degrees, just like this. So right now I have those muscles fighting off that movement, right? So I'm going to keep it lined up roughly 90 degrees. I'll show you again from the side, just like this. 90-ish, does not have to be perfect. And my force is perpendicular to that. So I'm just going to hold this for about 30 seconds. And right away, I just feel those muscles in the back doing a lot of work. If and when I'm ready to increase the tension on this, all I do is walk out a little bit further. Now I have more force, and I can train that muscle to resist that internal rotation and build strength through external rotation without actual movement and without hurting myself more. So stage 1, think isometric. 30 to 40 seconds each side, make sure we're even, 3 times. Let's move on to stage 2, and this is if your injury is subsiding, you've built up some good strength through that rotator cuff, or maybe you are just trying to prepare for a chest or shoulder day and you want some maintenance on that so that you don't get injured. What we're going to do is line up the exact same way we were with that 90-ish degrees through our elbow joint, tucked in on our side, and we're facing the force perpendicular. Now this time, instead of holding isometrically, we are going to be rotating through that full range of motion, just like this. Okay, so I'm letting the muscle contract in the stretch position all the way into the full contraction. And this is great. You've probably seen this around the gym a bunch. This is working that muscle to prevent injury and build some solid strength. Aim for 12 to 15 reps 3 times. Now we're moving on to stage 3. And this is for people who really, really want to bulletproof your shoulders. If you've had an injury for your shoulder in the past, this is something you should definitely work to make sure you never get it again. So instead of lining up ourselves perpendicular to the force and rotating through like we were, what we're going to do is target the extremes of this motion. What I mean by that is, as I'm lined up perpendicular to the force, right now I have a ton of force here as my lever arm is perpendicular to force. That means I have a lot less force here, and even on the end, I kind of lose a little bit of force. But what we're going to do is change our body angle. I'm going to push out like this, and now I have a whole bunch of force on the stretch. And so I'm forcing that muscle to work in a more disadvantaged position to try and build strength through that tough position. And conversely, I'm also going to face a little bit more towards the band. And as I bring this back, I'm now putting the most force on the contraction. And I'm training the extremes of the movement. The reason I'm doing that is the extremes are where we get injured the most. So by training them, that's what I'm preventing. I would do 10 reps in the contracted position, 10 reps in the stretch position, 3 times. Now this is just one exercise for 2 rotator cuff muscles, and there are a bunch more exercises that are fantastic to do. But this is a common injury, and this is one that you can focus on very easily in the gym or at home. If you have any questions, drop a comment below, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Now remember, no sheep, just lions.